What's up, Arizona? Happiness is a choice. Thank you so much for choosing us. Welcome into episode 8, Dropping Dimes, Cam and Chili. Chili, we've been doing this for 8 weeks together, hanging
Eight
out
of
on
them.
Mondays,
Eight of them.
hanging
Eight of
out
them.
every week together. Man, it's great to see you all the time, my friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, hey, look, it's a blessing, right? This is something that me and you planned on doing for a while. Tried to just, orchestrate this pot so that we could possibly launch something fresh and new. And I
Yeah.
thought I've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of kids on the show, and we've had our guy Adam Beetlejuice, check in weekly, and
Don't say his name 3 times. Be careful. You said it
he,
twice.
he's got
It's not time yet. Not time
he's
yet to
got
say it 3 times.
he's got a special. He's gonna put on his chili hat, if you will, and become the teacher and hand out some mid-season report cards for a handful of
Oh.
teams this week, which I am really looking forward to because I am so curious how he's going to grade these guys because I think it's going to just be ABs, just like his name. So, you
Okay.
know,
All right. I got
no
some
C's like
mid-season
Cam Cox and Chili.
I got some mid-season report cards for you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man,
What?
your shoe game's been lacking just
Oh,
recently. Yeah,
stop
it's
it.
just
Stop it.
I think it's like a C minus
No,
at best
stop
right
it.
now. Like it's
Stop
just
it.
you don't have enough. You don't have
All
enough.
he
Every time you do the show from your house, I just think you're missing some
So
shoes.
I had to come back to California because I had to pick up a package. So I got this package here. This is a pair of shoes. I mean, I could do this on the show if you want, but
I
I
mean
also had to pick.
that's up to you. I don't know what's in the box, so
I had to get current too. So shout out to Apple and hooking up this iPhone 17. Super grateful. Shameless plug. I'm going to be updating this thing to this thing. So
uh-huh.
I can't wait. A terabyte. That how many football videos that is? That's a lot.
I don't think you need that many. All right, man. Just go through
That's a
delete some
lot.
stuff, man. How many unread
That's a
text
lot.
messages you got? 872?
Man, I tell you right now, like I get so caught up. If I take a flight, if I
Yeah.
take a flight, my thing fills up. Like I'm at
Oh, oh.
like the emails are crazy.
All right.
6,517, like it's insane. But your
Okay,
boy Chili,
so
like, listen, trying to talk to a lot of people and move in
yeah,
shape. But hey, dude, we got a show lined up. Shout
just
out
to
to
be
all the
fair, I delete all my emails. My inbox stays at zero. Now, don't
oh
ask
man,
me about my missed calls or text messages. I apologize about that.
I wish I wish mine could. Hey, I love today's show. We got a pair of talented flamethrowers that are gonna check in and hang out with us. I don't know what the lobby's looking like right now, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
let you go ahead and introduce the first one if he's
yeah,
there.
yeah. We'll do that here in just a second. Chili. I really quick, your thoughts on where we're at in the season so far? Anybody surprise you?
Shoot, a lot of teams are surprising me right now, good and bad. Listen, I really gotta give it to Chandler, Coach Wisdom, and what he's been able to do over there. Absolutely spectacular. He came in and took over one of the crown jewel programs of the state, and I initially wasn't sure how the response would really be on the field. And I've been out
Yeah.
there twice, and they've been absolutely killing. They're 1 point away from being undefeated, and sometimes nowadays in this day and age of NIL and recruiting and things like that and egos, it is so difficult to manage these rosters. But he has the best two-way player in the state, the best football playing athlete in Jai Jones, and Will Menzel is playing absolutely absurd football.
Yeah, we talked about
One
him a
point,
lot.
yeah, 1 point away from being undefeated. They surprised me. The other thing going on Arizona Avenue kind of surprised me. I did not know that it was going to go down like that, and I got to watch them versus Centennial. So, like, it's just incredible. Shout out to Canyon View also. What they were able to do versus Desert Edge, keep that thing close. A little bit surprising, but I should have known better. Coach Alcantar is absolutely special, and he is an absolute culture builder.
That game
One of the
Friday night
best.
was incredible. I texted Coach over the weekend, and I just complimented him on how hard the Jacks played on Friday night. I mean, listen, we've talked about Desert Edge, and we know the athletes and the system and the team that they roll out there every Friday night. You famously predict them to go undefeated and win a title again. They have the roster to do it, Chili. So let's not ignore that fact. But as I was going through the week last week, people here and there kept mentioning, "Hey, watch out for Canyon View Friday. Watch out for Canyon View Friday." Like they're gonna push the Scorpions. And what'd you see on Friday night? Like a team that's
They
more than
did.
capable of not just pushing them, but like hanging with them, punch for a long time. Um, You said it best. I've known Coach Alcatar since he was at Chavez High School. I'll never forget when he took that group to Alaska and they went to go lay the smackdown all the way up there. I remember all the players' faces who had never been on a plane before getting out there and going. And he does a lot of things to build culture. I've always been a big fan of him. And it's really neat to see him take
Hey,
over at Canyon View and improve the culture there. I thought there was a good culture already there with Coach Gertz before he left, and then of course Coach Alcatar taking over and just kind of improving things there as well. But they, brick by brick, and it goes to show you they got a good foundation out there for the Jags.
hey, if you ever get a chance to chop it up with Coach Alcantara for Friday Night Fever or whatever, you can ask my mijo. I told him his real last year at Cesar Chavez that they were going to win 8 games and go to the playoffs, and
And
like he was, and they did. They won
there you go.
8 games, went to the playoffs, beating teams like Perry and taking care of business. And like he wasn't surprised at my prediction, but he was surprised because nobody else had predicted them to do such a thing. They had a great roster of coaches. One of the best wide receiver coaches in the state. They had Coach Gata over there at the time, who went to Centennial, rebuilt that wide receiver room, and then now he's at Basha building that wide receiver room. So man, Coach Alcantar, my mijo is a special, special dude.
Shout out to mom, by the way, too. By the way, his mom. The team had a really cool thing for her a few weeks ago. We all know Coach Alcatar lost his dad a handful of years ago, and the team kind of recently rallied around his mom, and I thought that was pretty neat. So shout out to the team, the community out there. It was cool to see them hang punch for punch at Desert Edge and almost pull that one off too as well. Other teams, Tolleson 6-0. They got a massive game this Thursday against Millennium, who, by the way, just knocked off Verado. That's a tough team, and they ran through them. That's going to be a hell of a game. I might have to go to that game on Thursday.
Rico invited us to that. I
Did he?
don't
Oh,
know. I don't
did
know.
he?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the
you're
game.
right.
He
All right,
invited us last
we
week. He
gonna
said,
ride
"Come out."
together. We ride
Yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll
All
pull
right.
up. I'll pull up
We're
after
not
the
good
Jets
at
lands. I'll
coordinating
come.
those things, all right, man. So we got to get better at that. Also, we didn't mention this Friday night, and I felt really bad because I'm a big fan of Coach Prelock over there at Notre Dame Prep, but they pulled off a triple overtime win over Horizon. Notre Dame Prep is down to like I think both their quarterbacks are hurt. They're
Yeah,
down to a kid that plays like 7 positions back there, but could do it.
Stitch.
And to pull off that win, yep, to pull off that win over a really talented Husky team, I thought was pretty special.
Yeah,
42-41 in triple
but
overtime.
hold on, real quick. Landon, it's not like Landon's so unfamiliar with the position because his older brother, Landon's a legacy over there at
Landon
Notre Dame Prep.
say his last name for
Stitt,
me. Yeah,
Stitt,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stitt. His older brother Hudson played quarterback over there at Notre Dame
I
Prep.
know,
So
but listen,
I don't,
I just watched the
he
video
knows.
where Landon was he tackled a dude, he blocked for a dude, he threw a pass, he caught a pass, he ran the ball, and was the holder
Hey,
and the boombox guy. That's like
them,
seven,
them,
8 responsibilities. Come on, man.
them
I didn't
sick
say
boys
6'7".
serious.
I didn't say 6'7". I'm not gonna
Oh
say it. Not gonna
man, you
say
were
it. Not,
about to though.
I
You
was
was
about to.
about to.
I was
You was
about to.
about to.
All right, so that's where we're at first. Yeah, some good stuff going on right now, Chili. I think
Yeah.
we're waiting on the guy from Brophy. Who we got
Okay.
first, Chili?
Are we waiting on the guy from Brophy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got
Okay,
Bray.
so
I
that
think Brady's in the chat.
okay. So that means that we got a super talented flamethrower all the way out there in East Mesa, the one and only, straight from Mountain View. Toros, y'all know the deal. We got my man Brady Goodman, Utah State commit.
Yeah. Let's see if this
Brady.
works. We're running on backup internet here at 12 News tonight.
Oh,
We had to
sheesh.
unplug some things. We had to plug some things back in. I'm hoping this works. Brady, you got us?
Yeah,
Check,
I can
check.
hear you.
Brady
Can
got
you
it.
hear me?
Yeah, Brady,
Yeah,
we
got
could
it.
hear
Got to
you. Could
turn
you
you
turn
up.
your video on for us, man? Oh,
There
there
you
we go.
go.
Listen,
Woo!
I'm shocked this. They're working on some stuff. Our RT guys are plugging some stuff in like Clark Griswold right now. So we're running off like the
It's
double
all good.
backup generators here. I'm glad it's all worked. Brady,
Yeah, it's
how's it
all good. All
going?
good. Good, good. How are you guys?
Good.
Man,
How did
I'm
Friday night
good.
feel?
Felt good. Felt good to get that win. It was a long trip down there, but to get a win, it was good for the team.
Did the
The
team
Road
need it?
Warriors.
Did y'all need it?
Yeah, I mean, we always need wins. Just stacking those as much as we can. So it was a big win for us.
Hey Brady, talk to me a little bit about this Utah State deal, man. You commit early and stuff, early-ish. What was it about Utah State that was so special that you were like, man, this feels like home?
Yeah, going up there and seeing the player and coach, like just the connection that they had with each other and seeing how the offense worked and stuff. And I thought it was a lot of similar stuff that I'm doing right now with Coach Litton. So that was really cool to see. And just the whole environment was just awesome up there and made the decision easy to commit.
Brady, what
Hey,
did you how cool was that process?
I mean, it was a little stressful to begin with, and just going through that with my parents and stuff. A little stressful, but just realizing that you're just blessed to be in that position. So yeah.
There we
Hey,
go.
Brady, you're out of school and you've been able and fortunate enough to work with two legends, coaches over there, right? Coach Jermaine and then obviously now Coach Litton.
Mhm.
What's it like? What's the difference between the two, the approach? What's it been like for you to be able to soak all of this in?
Real quick,
Yeah,
can
I
I
mean
answer
it.
that for you, Brady?
Yeah, go ahead.
You make it through those two, man. That's like a life lesson 101. Those are
Yeah, for
two of the
sure.
most intense dudes I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, growing up, my Coach Romaine and my dad were always really good friends, so that's kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to stick with Mountain View and just learning from him and sitting behind Jack and learning from him was a big step in like my learning just as a quarterback and how to become a man. And then when Coach Linton came in, there was a lot of doubt when Coach Romaine left, but Coach Linton came in and he was really enthusiastic about everything. We knew that we could trust him right away, and he was always just hyped up for us and trusted the process. So that was huge to have both of those guys in
What's
my
it
life.
what's it like to run his offense and be the guy calling the signals out there?
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot on the quarterback and making decisions, just making sure the defense is wrong and all that we're doing with the RPO stuff. And I really love doing it because the offense basically runs through me and my line giving me time and just getting their shoes the ball to make plays. So I really like that.
Can you take me behind the scenes to your like study habits? I've always wondered. I get a chance to talk to NFL players a lot and college players, and we hear what they kind of put into it. But at like the high school level, like are you like showing up before class to like watch a few hours of film? Are you staying late, throwing with you guys? Like what is your study habits like to get ready for a game?
Yeah, I mean, so right after we watch film on Saturday, basically just locked in for the next game. Just studying film on that Saturday, just kind of get a good look, and then me and Coach Lynn will meet on Monday and kind of talk about what the whole deal is with their defense and what ways to attack them, and then just throughout the week we're just working that in practice and extra meeting time with the receivers and stuff like that. So that's kind of the deal with me.
Chili, I've always
Hey,
wanted to call
quarterback, you
plays
you
in a
got
game.
you got a lot of responsibility over there and trying to be a leader and trying to gather folks, if you will, because after games on Fridays, I notice a lot of quarterbacks around the state are taking care of their offensive linemen or taking care of their wide receivers. How do you figure out which group you're going to take care of? Is it, hey, my wide receivers went hard for me with 4 touchdown catches, or I stayed clean, my jerseys don't even need to be washed, like so I'm gonna take care of my linemen. How do you pick and choose?
He better take
Yeah,
care of his linemen first. Don't he dare take care of the receiver. They get to touch the football, Chili. All right, you lead that. You take care of the linemen first.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's always on the line. The offense runs through the offensive line and just helping me get time to give it to my receivers. So praise always goes to my offensive line. They're the foundation of our offense, and then just the receivers, just trying to get them the ball as best I can, and they always get their praise too. But offensive line first.
We'll give them their praise right now. I saw this picture on social media
There you
the
go.
other night, and with some of the stats attached to it, 287 for you, 5 touchdowns. Tell me about this group here, Brady.
Yeah, that receiving group. I've been my favorite shoe, Town Arnett. We've been playing together since we were about 5 years old. So that chemistry's just always been there, and it's been awesome to be able to play with him throughout my high school career. And then, some of the new guys that I met coming into high school, Zach Galaviz, he's been huge for us. And then some of the younger guys coming in, Teo Weeks, he had a big game on Friday. So it's just awesome to, build chemistry with new guys and just, they're awesome. So,
Hey, Weeks is the young guy, right? He's
mhm.
he's the 2028, right?
Yeah, sophomore.
Hey, but talk to me about trying to bring him along, leaving Mountain View better than when you got there, things like that. Talk to me about the development with him.
Yeah, the development, it's been good just throughout the off season and just getting that work in. with him, and then my younger quarterback Brock White. He's kind of been Teo's quarterback his throughout him playing in youth years. So just like talking to him, see what Teo likes, and just working with each other and getting that information from Brock as well. So
Brady, I just to follow up there, we'll get you out there on this. To leave Mountain View better than how you found it. Obviously, we know how last year ended, but to get things rolling again, what's it been like to you to lead this program and bring like it's really neat when that place seems to rock out there on that side of town. It's like good for the entire community. I don't know if you get
yeah,
that vibe too, but in talking with people that have grown up there and coached there over the years and have gone to school there. It seems like Mountain View when the football team is really good, man, the community support just gets unreal in a way.
yeah, for sure. My dad, he growing up, he always told me stories about his times at Mountain View. He won a state championship in I want to say '93 or yeah, I want to say '93.
Yeah.
And just hearing those stories, my whole life I just wanted to bring Mountain View back and just working as hard as I could to do that. And I was lucky enough to have the teammates to do that with. So it was awesome to, get us back on those tracks.
He doesn't go off.
Oh,
He doesn't go off Friday Night Lights on you and pulls out the ring, does he?
Yeah.
He-
No, he's pretty
hey,
humble about it. So
hey, Cam, I know you said that that was the last question,
yeah,
but
go
Brady,
ahead.
I got to ask Brady
Go
this
ahead.
because this has been weighing on me for I don't know the whole off season.
That's a long time.
Last year I got to watch your second to last game of the season at Brophy, at
mm,
Brophy, and you were limping, and then it was publicized by one of the reputable reporters how badly you were limping, how bad you were hurt, and I swear you had this look in your eyes that
Hey,
nobody could tell you nothing. Nobody was keeping you off that field. How bad was the pain? What were you going through, and what was the real deal?
it was like
yeah,
Byron Leftwich. The guys were carrying him up and down the field, Chili. He's like
It
throwing
was
pass.
insane. It was insane because
Brady,
it
they
really
got to
looked
put.
like Brady was not trying to walk during the warm-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Brady, I gotta know. Let us inside now because the statute of limitations is over on it.
yeah. It was pretty painful, right after the game. Right as the adrenaline kicked off from the game the week prior, it hurt pretty bad. I couldn't even walk on it. I was just trying to stay off it the whole week basically, and I tried to go out to practice a couple of days throughout the week, and it just wasn't. I had to like just go back and basically we start working with the trainer again. But I mean, everything we did to try to make it feel better just didn't really work that much. And then just going into that game, I knew it was going to be painful, and I knew that my offensive line would give me time, and if I could just get it to my receivers quick, then good things would happen. And luckily, I was able to do that. But I couldn't even like take drops. Really, it was really tough, but able
Julie,
to
it was
fight
one of
through
the
it.
Absolute
it's one of the
dog.
coolest things I've seen on Friday night. I remember like
Yeah,
is your linemen were helping you up like all in the moment. It was like a total team effort to get you up and down the field as you were throwing passes, right?
yeah, for sure, for
There
sure.
we go.
Incredible. Brady,
Um,
it was just incredible watching you, like just watching you handle it. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
all right, they're gonna make a movie about that game one day. There we go. There we
Yeah.
go.
Sheesh.
Brady Goodman, my quarterback over there at Mountain View. Appreciate the time, buddy. Enjoy the bye week. See you at Red Mountain right after this. All
All
right.
right, I will. Thank you guys. I
Battle on
appreciate you
Brown
guys.
Road.
Take care. There we go.
Later.
There we
Yeah, see
go.
ya.
There we go. Yeah, Chili, I'm glad you brought that up because like
No,
I
you're not
I
because
I remember that
our next
game.
guest, our next guest might hate me for that though, for
Oh,
having.
well, that's on you.
Oh,
That's
oh man,
you
I
just don't
love
think
these
about
guys
these
though.
things. You just don't put these things together sometimes. I'm just kidding. I'm
Oh
just kidding.
man,
I'm
hey,
glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up.
our next one's an absolute monster too. Super talented flamethrower over there from Brophy, holding things down. Committed to Air Force, bolt up. You know what it is. The one and only Case Vandenbosch. What's going on, man?
Yep.
Good.
Case
Hey, I've
up.
been,
Go ahead, Chili.
I've been watching Case literally since his freshman year. He
Yeah, I
knows.
remember. We got
Hmm.
the
Hey,
video of them running around out there, that Brophy field all together, these young kids. Now they grow up. We get old. Got gray hair. Case, we got like eight of
oh
these.
wow,
All right. All right. Y'all get older, so do we too. All right.
man, K's been a monster since day one, since the first time I watched him on that
Yeah.
field, doing things, man. Developing this relationship with like Devin Fitzgerald and all these guys. Case, what's it been like growing through this process?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to school with Devin like my whole life, so we've really bonding with that connection. And going through these 4 years, my senior year, so playing my last year with all my guys. Um, that connection just comes from like spending time, off the field, hanging out, stuff on the weekends, summer, all that is a culmination of what you see on the field.
Case, what's it like to kind of get back to winning? I know early in the year, a little tough. You had to go through some growing pains, but it seems like you guys are starting to find something. And like teams, teams go like this throughout the year, but as long as y'all keep trending in a good direction, things seem to be all right. What was it like to
Yeah.
get that big win on Friday night too as well?
Yeah, I mean, we love the tests, we love playing those hard games, challenge ourselves, get better. That's where you really, improve in those hard games. But we played, some our two losses, to, top teams in the state, Hamilton and Basha. And the other games we played, we just had we know what team we are. We took care of business in those games. It's fun to get wins. Stack our wins up, but still chasing to win out the rest of the season. We still have some good teams on the rest of our schedule, so getting better each week.
Case, what's it like
Hey,
to throw to all these talented guys? Devin,
It's
Dalen. I mean, like, and then
easy.
oh, easy. See, chill, you're the easy. And then this man makes plays with his legs too. It's like an
I
unlimited
know.
option.
Yeah, I mean, I just throw a little screen pass to Dev and like, shoot, touchdown, 80 yards.
But in the same thing,
Hey,
you fake something, all of a sudden, boom, then you're gone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
fun
so
to
fun.
watch.
hey, hey, my man that doesn't I feel like doesn't get enough juice, enough credit for the work that he does in that offense. My man Harrison Pinball Chambers. Talk to me about him a little bit. What's it like sharing that backfield with him and knowing that he's there with you?
Yeah, I mean Harry's so reliable. He's a dog. He's always gonna get yards. He's little. He's shifty. He's side to side. He's hard to bring down. He's always fighting. He's got that grit. We got that little duo in the backfield. It's hard to stop us.
Case, real quick, just, I mean, when you look at this year, what's the biggest lesson you learned about this team?
I think it's the biggest lesson is our ability to bounce back. I mean, we lost that game week one, we're like wow, our eyes were wide open after that, and then we come
Sure.
and have two big wins. After that, we beat Regis. We go to Colorado, beat Regis, and then we have a good game against Perry, beat them, and then we go to Hamilton, we lose. And it's easy to just kind of slow down after getting beat like that, but then come back against Red Mountain, have a great game. Even in that Perry game, at halftime we were down. I think it was like 30 points. It was like 48-10 at
Yeah,
half. But our guys, like we're in the locker room, we're like we're not giving up. Go out there. We end up putting 38 on them. Our offense still flowing. I think Dev, he broke a school record for receiving yards in that game.
he
It
did.
would have been easy just to stop, but we kept going.
Hey, Case, I'm really curious about this because I know that there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that go through something similar. Two talented quarterbacks in this 2026 class that were at Brophy. Uh, Typically, nowadays, when that happens, somebody's out by their sophomore year. Somebody's not sticking around. Both you guys opted to stay through this through your junior years. One left. Shout out to our guy Rylan Umphrey, super talented kid. But you
Yeah.
opted to stay. Like, was there ever a thought like, hey, maybe I'll just switch positions because I know how talented you are and what you can do? Um, or what made you just decide to say, hey, you know what? I'm a quarterback. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna fight it out, and I'll be the last man standing.
Yeah, I mean, no, we our junior year, Rylan, he started the season, and he started those first few games, and my coaches definitely were like, we want to get you on the field, we want to change your position, but I just had a lot of trust in myself, my mom, my parents, they had a lot of trust in me, and like quarterback's position, I wanted to play. I love being that leader on the field. I feel like that field general, and I knew that's my position. So I think it was just that trust that I had in myself and my family. And I knew that, keeping my head down and working, and I get that. And I was just, thankful, to, step up when the opportunity came and, take my spot. So I just credit all the hard work and trust I have.
Hey,
Case, go ahead,
this,
Chili.
this is gonna put me in a bad spot probably with some people, but Case, I had a conversation with one of your teammates, Devin Fitzgerald, after a sevens tournament one time in California. Tucson Turf won that tournament. And I told him, I said, Case Vanden Bosch is the best quarterback to lead this team, this Brophy team. And you can ask him about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's true.
Case, real quick, get you out there on this. Best lesson you've learned from your dad. Best lesson you've learned from Larry
Oof.
Fitzgerald.
Sheesh.
Okay, yeah. Um, I mean, I'll just start with my dad. Um, and he always tells me he was never the best, he was never the most athletic guy, he was never the fastest guy.
But
But
he
he
could
was
make
always the
plays.
hardest one. He was always the hardest working one in the weight room, on the field, he wasn't he even wasn't even like that vocal leader almost. He was more just kind of that head down, like work hard, and that's really where he look at his career and all that and really
Yeah.
how he shined. So one thing for my dad is, kind of keeping your head down and then working, especially being a leader on the team. You got to be a vocal leader, but also leading by example. Everyone's looking at you like when you're lifting hard, doing that work, they want to follow that. Um, and then yeah, from Larry Fitzgerald, I think something that's special that I learned is just the connections that you have to have with your team and team bonding, because that just goes like such a long way. Even just doing stuff with Devin and my receivers on the weekends, and that bonding, because that connection that you make off the field, it really transitions. You can see it when it's like in the game, and like me and Devin are on like the same wavelength, and like he changes his route mid play and I throw him down the sideline, stuff like that. So it's really about making those connections too.
It's good advice,
That's
Chili.
awesome.
It's good advice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We might
Hey.
steal some of that if you don't mind. Case, all
Of
right.
course,
We
of
might
course.
steal a little bit of that. All right. Case Vanden Bosch, the quarterback at Brophy. We appreciate the time. Thanks for hanging out with us last week on Friday
Yeah.
Night Fever. It was cool to see you guys come up with a big win. Best of luck the rest of this year.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
There
having
we
me.
go. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Rolling right along. Man, that's cool, Chili. I didn't realize you got a chance to watch them growing up like that too as well. That's neat.
I mean, I watched them since their freshman year. I try to get out to a freshman game every Wednesday.
Yep.
I try to follow some of these programs, talented freshman classes. Theirs is one of the most talented. That 26 class that Brophy put together was extremely talented, especially in the skills group. And it's just been fun to watch them all grow up.
All right, say it.
Oh, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Does it work?
Dum,
Does
dum,
the internet work?
dum. There
Chili, let
we
me tell you something.
go.
The fact that this show is going on right now, like with the system we got plugging stuff in here, I didn't know we could pull it off, man. I was a little worried.
Man,
I
higher
was a little
powers,
worried.
higher powers.
I was a little worried. I didn't know if I had to be on the roof being like stealing from the next building. Like, come on, man, can I get your Wi-Fi password? I didn't know if it would work. I didn't. We
Hey,
got
don't don't don't
construction
don't
going on here.
don't count your chickens yet. Beetle's been known to have some shady internet service sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, he's been known to go on the fritz.
Oh, okay. Well, he drives that Honda Civic around, man. That thing moves. You know
Hey,
what I
Oh
listen,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
listen.
yeah.
I get things to work when they need to work. When I need
Oh,
to,
there we go.
it's usually just a couple of like, let me just bang this real quick, and
Do
then
you
we're good
do?
to go.
I got a question. Do you do
Oh,
faucets, Adam? I got some faucets
yo,
at home that need to be changed. You do
I
plumbing?
I don't know if that's necessarily
Oh,
in the
got it. Okay.
right
I was trying to
category.
see where the
I would love to get into roofing first. I moved into an apartment a few months ago, and it's still having problems with all the rain. So I think before I get to plumbing, I need to
gotcha.
need to learn roofing, and then I'll get on the plumbing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
okay, okay.
Got a
I like
Beetle
it.
joining us here on the show. We appreciate the time, man. I think we got 9 minutes and 20 seconds left on this Zoom. Chili, what you got for
All right.
Adam?
Hey, so Adam is going to give us a report card on the 8 teams that qualified from the Open last year. I am super
Oh,
eager to hear how this all
let me
goes
look this
down.
up.
Hey, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So Adam, the first thing that I'd like to start with is Desert Mountain. What you've seen from them so far this season, how you feel about them and what they've accomplished.
Yeah, so I think for me, Desert Mountain, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a B, which in my eyes, in this is kind of right in the middle of everything. Listen, you lose a game to ACP, a team that obviously has shown that they are one of the top competitors in the 5A conference this
For
year,
sure.
undefeated, right? But I think looking at Desert Mountain going into that game, that was a game that you thought you were going to walk in and win, and to me, that was not the case at all. They got beat, they got handed to them. That ACP offense really gave that defense a lot. But
Okay.
since that game, Desert Mountain has really, really bounced back. They had a huge win over Mountain Point, and then obviously what their defense did last week against Cactus Shadows was
Oh,
just
wow.
Yeah.
incredible. So the leaps I've seen this Desert Mountain team take in just a short amount of time has been huge, and I have no doubt they're going to continue to grow in the 5A and being one of those contenders. But for now, it's the B grade.
I'm
Okay,
happy for
so
Coach Conrad Hamilton because I am still a little bitter that they were placed in the Open these past 2 years. They should have been competing for a 5A title. And I'll say it, I'm sorry, folks out there, but I feel like they were robbed an opportunity to go play for a state title that they should have been in contention for the past
100%.
couple
I
years. So it's
100% agree.
cool. So it's cool to see them what they're doing now, and I wish them good success in 5A.
so on a 10-point scale, this B grade, is it more like an 88 or more like an 82?
I rate it as like B plus B, B minus.
Okay,
So
so
it's like an 85.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. An 85. Sheesh. All right. Next up,
Who we
let's talk
got?
about our guys over there in the East Valley. Let's talk about Higley. Let's talk about the Higley Knights, what they've done, what they've accomplished. I know that there's some disappointment in what you went out to see personally with your own eyes. Beetle, go ahead and take that away.
Yeah, so I've seen Higley twice. I saw him last week against Saguaro, and then I saw him a couple weeks ago when they took on Pinnacle. And for me, the biggest part about this Higley team that just hasn't really clicked yet is their passing game. I think we've been used to a Higley team the last couple of years that has looked so proficient in that category, and they graduated four receivers from last year's team that had 100 yards plus receiving. So
Okay.
having to make up that obviously
It's a
production
lot.
is a lot.
Yeah.
And they've had some injury issues early on this season. I know John Asaro has missed a couple of games. He was out last week. So with a 3-2 record, I'm gonna go ahead and give Higley a C plus rating. And part of that is also tying the fact that it's first year back in the 6A conference. You're still getting acclimated, still getting adjusted. But with the C plus rating, there's still a lot more room for improvement. Obviously, we know what Coach Zuby can do. And one of the things that stuck out to me about their win against Saguaro is we really saw this offensive playbook open up, more of the typical style that Zuby is used to running, where he throws in all these things where sometimes you don't really expect it to happen. It's kind of Kenny Dillingham likes to call it exotic. I would say Higley did a lot of stuff last week that was very exotic, and I think they can continue to build upon as the season goes on.
Listen, they got a lot of talent, but the fact is they're playing a 6A schedule now.
Yeah,
And that
absolutely.
takes some time to adjust to. Heck, I remember Higley was considered a small school a handful of years ago, and now here they are playing with the big boys night in and night out, hanging punch for punch. Like credit to Coach Zuby and what he's done out there building that program. But this is now a tough schedule for them every year, and so
Absolutely.
I think it takes some time. It's tough every week for all these teams. There's probably a couple teams that we could name them that go through their schedule with ease. Everybody else seems to be slugging it out.
All right, Cam, go ahead. You take the next school. Go ahead. 8 teams from the Open. Do you remember all the 8 teams from the
I
Open
know
last year?
already cheated. I looked them up. Adam, go ahead. I cheated. I couldn't remember.
Well, let's
I
just
mean, I
let's
could have
just
guessed, but I had to cheat.
let's go ahead
Let-
and top out the two obvious ones because I
Okay.
think these ones are pretty front and center. A plus ratings to Hamilton and Basha, both undefeated already this season, both just absolutely dominated on the
Yep.
year, and they are just to keep this short and sweet, continuing to build that momentum towards that October 24th game, which I hope and I think that every single person that has eyes in the state of Arizona is going to be at that game on October 24th. And I heard couple little rumors that it's also going to have some national attention as well. So people will have to stay
Yeah,
tuned for that.
Okay. How
ESPN.
about how
Hey,
how about ALA Queen Creek?
Man, this is where it gets rough because ALA Queen Creek is a team that lost a lot of guys on both
dang.
sides of the ball, and they had quite a few people returning, but obviously the 0-5 start to the year, and now they lose their offensive coordinator. There's a lot of different things going on. So with the win, with as big as a win, which to me was kind of shocking, the amount of the point differential in which they beat Desert Vista last week. But 1-5 record, I'm going to have to go ahead and give ALA Queen Creek a D. I just think that defensively they haven't been there this season, and while they do have some talent on offense and they got some guys out of the they have some guys eligible now that'll kind of help them, but still it's a long way to go before the end of the season.
All right.
Okay.
We
Let's
got
go
a,
ahead and jump. Let's go ahead and jump to Horizon real quick. You got
Yep.
about 30 seconds on Horizon.
Yeah, keep it short and sweet. They've had some games this year. I think they shouldn't have been as close as they were. And obviously that triple overtime thriller last week against Notre Dame Prep fallen short in that one. I give Horizon a B- on the season. Still 5-1. Still will make a case to be 5A champions, but
Oof.
they're going to need to do some work.
All right,
Hamilton,
roll.
15 seconds.
Hamilton,
he already did
same as Basha,
Hamilton.
A+.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Marana.
Marana,
Uh,
B+. The only
Okay.
reason I give him a B+ is because of that loss to South Point, obviously playing against a 6A team. But I can't give him an A because the other team that has an A other than Hamilton and Basha is Liberty. I give them an A-. And the only reason why I give them an A- is because they lost to an out-of-state opponent, which you can't really, throw too much on there. So A-, just not to A+ because of the one loss.
All right, Adam. Hey, I like it, man. Beetlejuice was pretty
Bringing it.
honest in his
Yeah.
assessment, because I was worried. I was worried everybody was going to get like a C or better, So I was worried he was going to pass everybody along like the education system does. So, but good job, Adam.
No, Adam, don't listen. This Chili got passed along. All right. They were just like, go ahead. I'm just kidding. Adam, listen, 20 seconds left. ASU, Utah. Devin Dampierre. It's going to be great to see him. One of the best players I've seen come out of Arizona, lit it up in New Mexico before transferring to Utah, playing well. What do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a close one. I think that Devin Dampierre is one of the more dynamic quarterbacks that Kenny Dillingham has had to game plan for over the last couple of years. But I think just judging off the fact that ASU is coming off a bye week, coming off a sweet win against TCU, if ASU can get off to a fast start against Utah, which then again on the road against Utah is a real difficult challenge, but we have seen ASU start hot in Salt Lake before. So I think if the Sun Devils can get out of the gates and get fast, they're going to walk away with a win. But if they don't, I think Utah's going to be knocking on the door.
Hey, one word to describe what you saw with the Cardinals yesterday.
Unwatchable.
One word.
Unwatchable? I like that.
Unwatchable.
Adam,
Beetlejuice.
We got to let you go, man.
Take care.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, my friend. Chili, it was, listen, I said this today on TV. It was the worst loss in Cardinals history. And that's not like in Cardinals history. Like that is about as like bad as it comes.
Where do they go from here? How do they fix this? Like this,
They
that
gotta play
loss
better.
doesn't even.
They just have too much talent on that team. They got to play better. They got to coach get better, flat out.
With that guy from the
And
Colts doing the same thing the previous week, how do they allow this to happen? How does any NFL team allow that to happen?
I promise you, they teach it. It just happened. It's awful.
Hey,
all right, we gotta go.
Tomorrow night on the two-piece, me and Gridiron breaking some games down, focusing on one guy. Cam, I'll let you take it away.
Is that it?
Yeah,
that's all you got?
I just want to make sure. Yeah.
All right.
Trying to keep this simple so that we can get on to the next thing.
All right, real quick. ASU win?
For sure.
Okay, there we go. I'm
you
Cam.
Know the deal.
He's Chili. This is Dropping Dimes with Cam and Chili. Man, we cut these things right on time with some bad internet. We'll see you next week for episode 9. 8, 9. 8, 9. How does that work? Good night.
I love it.